point that things would get ready to get really bad, and I would be better off not here. And I asked him to shoot me.
And you asked him to shoot you?
That's correct.
And what was his response?
I mean, I think at first he was a little surprised, but then he said, okay.
You're hearing Alec Murdaugh there admitting in that newly released audio recording that he had hired a hitman to shoot and kill him so that his surviving son, Buster, could collect his life insurance policy. That recording with Murdaugh speaking to an agent from the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division, SLED, was played for the jurors in court. The agent just finished testifying, and jurors are now hearing testimony from a SLED special agent who was part of the investigation into the murders of Maggie and Paul Murdaugh in June of 2021. What are jurors going to do with this case? The prosecution is set to rest their case shortly. It could be in the next day or so, and then the defense will bring their witnesses to testify. Joining us this morning, trial attorney, legal analyst Brian Claypool. Brian, good to see you. So the defense is going to lay out part of their strategy is Alec's drug addiction, and that somebody else committed these murders and it's somehow tied to his drug addiction, that he was paying out $50,000 a month to supply himself with the drugs he needed. Is this a plausible theory? Are they going to be able to convince the jury of this?
Hey, Marni, great to be back with you. If the prosecution was only going to have that evidence in their defense case, then I think it would not be as helpful, right? It wouldn't be as persuasive. But when you bring that evidence in with all this damning testimony against the investigators for failing, for example, to go in and do blood testing inside the house after the shooting, in the sinks, on the floors, in the washing machines, for the investigation's failure to go out to Murdaugh's mother's home immediately, right, and secure any evidence there, and for telling a grand jury false information about a bloody T-shirt. I mean, when you combine, and let's talk about the lack of forensics, right? The lack of the guns, 2 guns used. When you combine all of that with this testimony about this alleged plot, I think it might be enough to persuade 1 or 2 jurors to get a hung jury.
Right. So the onus is really on the prosecution and the investigators initially, that they honed in on Alec Murdaugh from the beginning when there may have been all these other possible suspects, right, tied to the drug addiction, tied to the boat crash where his son Paul was driving. There were people who had it out for the family. If the defense is smart, they're going to lean into all of those past cases that show somebody else may have wanted to harm this family.
Yeah, Marni, exactly. This is not your typical type of murder case. I had a murder for hire plot case in South Florida a few years back, and my case was a lot different than this case when I was defending the accused in that case. But here, you just have so much other evidence of potentially somebody else. We haven't even talked about the boating accident where there could have been somebody there that was coming after, Paul, for example. And then you've got these alleged drug dealers. You've got $50,000 a week that he's allegedly spending on drugs too. What if he hasn't paid some of that and somebody's coming back after the family as well to get after the family? So look, you and I have always talked about this case in the context of a heavyweight boxing match, Marni. And I've got to tell you, you can't be exchanging rounds with defense. If you want to win this case in a 12-round match, you've got to win 11 out of those 12 rounds, maybe a small little bit of doubt in the juror, but not enough to reach reasonable doubt. But if you're splitting rounds like this is not going to be a verdict in the prosecution's favor.
So what do you think? Does the defense call Alec Murdaugh to the stand? Does he get up and tell the jury, I didn't do this?
I don't think Murdaugh needs to testify. I think you have these interviews, by the way. By the way, Marni, why did they have Owen the lead investigator, play the second interview the other day? I don't even know what benefit that really brought to the jury. The jury, Marni's already heard twice now through 2 interviews. Murdaugh says, I didn't kill my wife. I didn't kill my son. There are other people may have done this. I don't understand what benefit that brought.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.